Vegetable terrorists attack a processed foods megacity in order to present freedom and equality for all of the food species in Michael Ronn's Eaten. Vegetable terrorists attack tonight in Michael Ronn's Eaten. I really enjoyed Michael Ronn's Eaten. I thought it was an absolutely perfect, fun, throwback style serial that just brought out all this inner giddiness to me. Michael draws very heavily from the cheesy Ninja Turtles knockoff cartoons of the early 90s, as well as some of the other children's show style things like Power Rangers, to create a cast of truly epic bad characters that work together in what is wonderful storytelling that manages to actually hit on quite a few political and ideological topics, philosophical topics, without getting too heavy-handed or too high-minded for the audience. It's a fun serial that brings a lot of different elements from my childhood and a lot of nostalgic 90s references to the forefront. I can't say enough how much I enjoyed reading this book. You really should check it out. It's a fast read. It's a good read. I actually recommend picking up the audiobook version. It was really beautifully narrated and just hits all of those buttons that they'll just bring a smile to your face. Just running down some of the topics of why I really enjoyed the story of this book. It manages to take a really complex geopolitical issue that is pertinent to our times and play it out in some really funny, cartoonish manners. It shows you what happens when an advanced technological society decides to start oppressing a more, let's say, backwater kind of culture, and how these different levels of geopolitical structuring lead to all of this tension. Now, all of that is subtext, because on the front of this book, it is really about a group of vegetable terrorists led by a living broccoli stick named Brock, with his ultra-fast celery sidekick, Celerity, and Frank the Onion, when they kidnap a human named Kendall Barnes during the feast of the harvest competition. Now, the harvest competition is literally when humans murder sentient anthropomorphic vegetables in an attempt to appease their leader, a living cloud of salt, who may or may not be an allegory for the devil. I'll leave that up to Michael to decide, or you as the reader to decide. I personally like to think that Sodius, yes, his name is Sodius, is an allegory for the devil for lots of reasons that I'm not going to get into in the scope of this particular review. I'm really looking forward to the second season of this serial. I'm looking forward to the second book. I think there's a lot of questions that I personally have that don't detract from the book but make me want to know more. For example, Michael, if you're watching this, I need to know, are these food-based sentient creatures fighting to determine who humans get to eat? Is that a thing? I mean, it's not really necessary to the plot in any way for me to know that, but I'm very curious as to why they are subjugating one another in an attempt to be the better food. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. I still really enjoyed the book. I really enjoyed throwbacks to things like Biker Mice from Mars or the Battletoads. You know, these 90s cartoons that just are what they are. And I think Michael did a wonderful job of bringing that into a modern setting with a post 9/11 kind of storyline that still has the same feel for those hokey dude, let's get a pizza kind of things going on. I really, really liked this book, and with the exception of one single use of foul language, it is absolutely clean enough to give to a child. If you are a parent who is thinking about reading this to a kid, that would be great. Like, the characters are super cartoony and very subtly handle some bigger topics that your kid might not actually understand, but that you'll get a kick out of. There is one place where the F-bomb is used in the entire serial, and you can edit that on the fly if you're reading it to your kid. I would recommend going that route. It's one of those things that I think you could just use voices and things. It would really be great. Anyway, pick up a copy of Eaten by Michael Ronn today. It was definitely worth it. And check out some of Michael's other works. He has done a few of what he calls decision select novels, which are choose your own adventure stories for adults. Michael's fearless fantasy genre includes a lot of stuff that most people would probably never think of as being great. Like, I know one of his books is a teddy bear fighting demons, and it is just... Michael is a wonderful storyteller who takes things that no one would think of and makes them just pop and shine. You should definitely be following his books. Definitely check out Eaten, and I'm really looking forward to his next book about androids. So if you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe and leave us a comment below. Check out newwriterpodcast.com for back episodes, other reviews, and interviews I have done with writers in the field. Thank you for watching. I've been Matt Brotherton. Have a wonderful day.